For what's trending in true crime, the suspect in the murder of a pregnant Georgia teen is expected to be in court today. 20-year-old Jesus Monroy is facing numerous charges, including malice murder for the death of 16-year-old Mia Campos. Mia's family says that Monroy was the father of her unborn son. They sat down with Court TV's Barbara McDonald to talk about Mia and the night that they found her dead.
16-year-old Mia Campos was 7 months pregnant and looking forward to the arrival of her son Sebastian.
She was a happy girl. She was always happy, always dancing. She loved music, she loved dance. She was everything. Happy all the time.
After spending Sunday, July 14th, shopping with her family for her baby shower, Ring doorbell video shows Mia leaving home at 10:31 p.m. According to her family, she was picked up by her baby's father, 20-year-old Jesus Monroy.
She told me that she was going to go with him to Quick Trip, which was a normal thing. They would always go somewhere. They would go eat or they would go to the appointments. But for some reason, before she left, I had kind of a bad feeling.
When Mia didn't return and wasn't answering her phone, her parents used an app to track her location.
And that's how we knew that she was here somewhere. So he came to the house and said, hey, my app says it's just right here around the corner. So and it's like, the last time that he moved, it was probably around 10:58. So, and after that, that's when we started looking for her. And that's when we called Jesus. She was with him. She said no, okay, I was at the house. I haven't talked to her. I haven't seen her since Saturday morning. He came with his father and said, like, well, if Mia, she's not with you, so where is she? I said, well, I don't know.
This is where that app led them, to this patch of woods, about 1.5 miles from Mia's home. Mia's parents, along with Jesus and his father, followed this path. And together they discovered Mia right here, lying face down.
When we found her, my heart dropped. It wasn't what I was expecting. And I carry a lot of guilt because I was the last one who saw her. And if I knew, I would have, could have, and I should have stopped her from leaving. But since it was such a normal thing, I didn't.
What did you think of his behavior at the scene?
It was a little odd. He didn't show much emotion.
As the detectives, crime scene techs, and medical examiner arrived, Alexis was sitting next to Jesus on the side of the road.
And the first thing he told me was, do me a favor, don't tell them that I'm the one that got Mia pregnant, that I'm the father of the son. And the first thing I told him was, that's not important right now. This is more important. And I told him he's really ignorant for thinking that instead of being more worried about Mia and his son.
What would you say to Jesus if you could talk to him now?
Why? Why he did it? What was the reason? And why he was never man enough to just tell my dad that I didn't want to be a part of Mia's life. Why take my baby sister, my best friend, my other half away from us?
Jesus Monroy told police that he didn't even see Mia that night. The arrest warrant, though, accuses him of luring her to the end of her neighborhood, where he caused her death by asphyxiation. He's now facing charges of malice murder, felony murder, feticide, and aggravated assault.
Now, it's unclear if Monroy has retained an attorney to speak on his behalf. Here with me, though, Court TV producer Barbara McDonald, who sat down and spoke with the Campos family. Barbara, that had to have been a tough conversation to have, just looking at the mom in the video. You could just see the heartbreak all over her face.
Absolutely. This absolutely has devastated this family. Very close-knit family, very loving family. Mia was the youngest of 5 children. Several of her older brothers and sisters are married with children of their own. So it's a very large, loving family. And they were all looking forward to the arrival of this baby in September. And they were going to have a baby shower this weekend for her. And instead, they've buried her.
Oh, my goodness. What a beautiful young lady. And it's apparent this family is very close. The heartbreak, I mean, it's just, I can't imagine. And then the finding her, I mean, it was one thing after another. She vanishes. They discovered her. The baby is gone too. I mean, and she's so close to the home too, the proximity.
Yeah, she left the house at 10:31 p.m. according to the Ring doorbell video. And the app they used to track her phone showed her phone stopped moving at 10:58 p.m. So just 27 minutes later.
Oh, Barbara. Now, going back to that night, there was some initial reporting that had said she left with an unknown person, and then it came out later that it was Jesus Monroy that she left with. Where did that discrepancy come from?
I think it was the police, and I think they said it was an unknown person because they didn't have proof in the early days that she could have been with him. The family said that's what we believe. She told us she was leaving to go see him, so that's the information the family had, but he told police he was not with her that night. And so I don't think it was until they arrested him and got his phone and was able to compare the phone data and see that, no, he was in fact with Mia.
Right, Barbara. His false statements were what really drew investigators to him.
Yeah, and when they charged him with making those false statements, they put him in custody and he had no bond. So they must have had their sights set on him from the very beginning. It was just a matter of building their case.
Sure. Well, and I'm sure they would have asked the family who is the father of the baby. Could there, because obviously we're going to look to the people that are closest to someone when they're killed. And here, he was the baby's father, although the relationship, it wasn't a long one, right? Would you kind of take us there? Talk to us a little bit about the backstory.
Yeah, so it was actually her brother Alexis who introduced them at a social dance for teenagers in their community. And he said that he knew that they were getting along and were friends, but they didn't know Jesus as her boyfriend until they found out that she was pregnant. And she was only 15 when she got pregnant. Jesus was 19. The father wanted to file statutory rape charges against him, and Mia said, please don't. I want him to be in my baby's life. He did not want to be involved. He expressed concerns to her family about the money and what it was going to cost for him to be a father and be in the baby's life. And the father said, I went to him and his parents, and man to man, I said, look, you can walk away. You don't need to do this. If you don't want to do this, if you can't do this, walk away. And I will take care of my daughter. I will take care of my grandchild. You can just leave. But they said after that, he seemed to be stepping up, and he was coming and picking her up and taking her to appointments on occasion, taking her out to eat. And so when she said, I'm going to go to Quick Trip with him, nobody thought anything about it. They weren't aware of any fighting between them or any disagreements, and so they thought everything was fine.
Wow. Barbara, you mentioned the age difference, which can get tricky. You know, those high school years are tricky, and Dad wasn't wrong to say that legally this is problematic. I know you talked to him a little bit about that now. Is he trying to push forward?
He would, yeah. He feels very much like Jesus never loved his daughter and threw her away like trash. And so he wants to find out if those statutory rape charges can be filed now. Even though he is already facing much more serious charges, he wants to get that. That's important to him. I don't know the legal issues around that and if that's something that could happen, but they have Mia's phone, they have his phone. The father says they're finding all sorts of new information about what was actually going on between these two leading up to her murder.
Oh, Barbara, this is so devastating. This is just, our hearts go out to the Campos family, and we're so glad that you had that conversation with them. A lot of questions answered, and he's going to be in court today, Jesus Monroy, so I know you're going to be watching that for us.
Absolutely.
Barbara McDonald, thank you so much for everything.